I'm the
I'm the leggy left eye. I'm the and that is
Arguably the most influential and successful female R&B group since the Supremes, TLC came, saw, and conquered. With over 65 million records sold, 4 Grammys from 12 nominations, 5 MTV Video Music Awards from 8 nominations, and a Lifetime Achievement Award from Pop Magazine in 2018, the group cemented their legacy not only in the Hall of Fame, but also in our hearts. Their beauty, talent, lively and energetic choreography, everything about them gave us unforgettable memories. But at the height of their success, like many other groups throughout history, everything came crumbling down.
It's been said that hell hath no fury like a woman's scorn.
Warrants have been issued for Miss Lisa Lopes, and she is being charged with first-degree arson.
From bankruptcy to personal struggles, and not forgetting the untimely passing of Lisa Left Eye Lopes in 2002, they went through it all. But was all of this by design? Was it planned? Was their quick downfall a well-orchestrated move to eliminate competition? Or was it simply a case of self-destruction? This is the tragic story of TLC.
I think it's cool if you can make a difference in somebody's life. So I got a letter from a little girl who said the only reason she didn't commit suicide is because she looked at our poster and said that wouldn't be something T-Boz did. And that's deep.
At the dawn of the 1990s in Atlanta, Georgia, singer Crystal Jones, together with her manager and producer Ian Burke, came up with the idea of a girl group with a tomboyish hip-hop image, similar to the blend of contemporary R&B and hip-hop music popularized by New Jack Swing act Belle Biv DeVoe. The concept was that the trio would consist of a rapper, a singer, and a dancer. Ian Burke then turned to his friend Rico Wade of Organized Noise for referrals. Rico, who was managing Lamonte Beauty Supply in East Point, referred Tion T-Boz Watkins, who was working at the shop as a shampoo girl, and Lisa Left Eye Lopes, who was a dancer for Lorenzo. They named the group Second Nature. Ian then took the group to producer Jermaine Dupri, where they began working on demo material. Coincidentally, at the same time, singer Pebbles Reed, who had just started her own management and production company, was searching for a girl group and was holding auditions. Through a connection at the hair salon where T-Boz worked, the group managed to arrange an audition with her. Impressed by the girls, Pebbles then set up another audition for them with local record label LaFace Records, run by Kenneth Babyface Edmonds and her then husband, Antonio L.A. Reed. As soon as she bought them out of their contract with Ian Burke, she rebranded them as TLC.
I remember the moment I was coming out of my parking lot at my office. I kept saying the name Second Nature is not the right name. And I remember it was just like a light bulb went off. TLC. I'm like, got it.
An initialism for Tion, Lisa, and Crystal. However, a problem arose when it came time to sign the contracts. While Tion and Lisa quickly signed theirs, Crystal hesitated because she didn't understand some aspects of the agreement. She asked Pebbles if she could take the contract home for her mother to review before signing it. Pebbles vehemently refused, and from that point on, sidelined Crystal, the group's founder. Pebbles eventually replaced Crystal with Rosonda Thomas, one of Damien Dame's part-time backup dancers. To retain the group's name, Lisa Lopes nicknamed Rosonda Chili. Under LaFace Records, TLC began working with legendary producers like Babyface, Dallas Austin, and Jermaine Dupri. Their debut album, released in 1992, featured a vibrant mix of New Jack Swing, R&B, and hip-hop. The album produced hits like Ain't Too Proud to Beg, What About Your Friends, and Baby Baby Baby, catapulting them to stardom. TLC's second album, Crazy Sexy Cool, 1994, was a game-changer. Showcasing a more mature sound and a sleek, sultry image, the album solidified their place in pop culture. It spawned massive hits like Creep, Red Light Special, Diggin' on You, and the timeless Waterfalls. The album won a Grammy for Best R&B Album and became the first by a female group to achieve diamond status, selling over 10 million copies in the US. However, fame came with its share of problems. To begin with, when Rosonda was just 20, she became pregnant, something Pebbles was heavily against. Out of panic, she decided to have an abortion in a bid to save her career, a decision she regrets to this day. During the group's first national tour as MC Hammer's opening act, Lisa, Lopes and Rosonda discovered that T-Boz had sickle cell anemia, a blood disorder she had kept a closely guarded secret. She became extremely ill and was hospitalized, with Lopes and Thomas staying by her side, resulting in the cancellation of several concerts. T-Boz continued to battle her condition and eventually became a spokesperson for the Sickle Cell Disease Association of America in the late 1990s. Lisa, on the other hand, entered a tumultuous relationship with American football player Andre Rison, which led to depression and worsened her struggle with alcoholism. She eventually entered rehab after an altercation that culminated in her setting his house on fire. Despite their overwhelming success following the release of their second album, the group faced financial turmoil. In 1995, they filed for bankruptcy, revealing that their contracts with Pebbles and LaFace left them with little of their earnings. This financial struggle stood in stark contrast to their fame and success, highlighting the exploitative nature of the music industry. More issues arose during the preliminary work on their third album due to friction between the group and their main producer, Dallas Austin, who demanded $4.2 million and creative control over the project. This led to a standoff between the producer and the artists. The trio briefly went their separate ways. Rosonda appeared in the Miramax independent film Have Plenty, while T-Boz co-starred alongside rappers Nas and DMX in Hype Williams' 1998 film Belly. Lisa, meanwhile, hosted the short-lived MTV talent series The Cut, 1998, which featured then-unknown artists Neyo and Anastasia. She also launched her own production company, Left Eye Productions, and signed the R&B trio Black. Under her guidance, Black released their 1999 self-titled debut album, which was certified platinum and produced 2 top 10 singles on the Billboard Hot 100. After a 5-year hiatus, the group renegotiated their contracts and began working on their third album, Fan Mail, a project dedicated to their loyal fans. The album was a futuristic, techno-infused R&B masterpiece, producing hits like No Scrubs and Unpretty, both of which addressed themes of self-worth and empowerment. Fan Mail debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 and won 3 Grammy Awards. It reaffirmed TLC's status as the best-selling female group of all time at that point. However, once again, tensions arose. Lisa Left Eye Lopes, known for her rebellious and outspoken nature, felt creatively stifled. She publicly challenged her bandmates to release solo albums and frequently clashed with management over her artistic vision. Eventually, the group resolved their differences, and the challenge of releasing solo albums was never pursued. After completing the successful Fan Mail tour, they took time off to focus on personal interests. Lopes was the first to begin recording her solo album, Supernova. The album was released in Europe, and the first and only single, The Block Party, reached the top 20 on the UK singles chart. The song was released in the United States a few weeks before the scheduled album launch, but after it failed to perform well, the album's North American release was cancelled, and no further singles were promoted. In 2000, Spice Girls member Melanie C collaborated with Lopes on the single Never Be the Same Again, which became an international hit, reaching #1 in multiple countries. On August 1, 2001, TLC performed Waterfalls at MTV's 20th anniversary party in New York City. Tragically, it would be their final performance as a trio. On April 25, 2002, Lisa Lopes and her entourage were involved in a single-car accident when their vehicle veered off the road and flipped several times before coming to a halt. The rapper had traveled to Honduras, where she was working on a documentary about her spiritual journey. Lisa suffered fatal injuries from the crash, while the other passengers, including both of her siblings, sustained only minor injuries and were treated at a hospital. She was just a month away from turning 31. Her loss was devastating for T-Boz, Chile, and fans around the world. Left Eye was the heart of TLC's creativity and spontaneity, and her absence left an irreplaceable void. Despite their grief, T-Boz and Chile decided to honor Lisa's memory by completing the album they had been working on. 3D was released in late 2002, featuring tracks with Left Eye's recorded verses. While songs like Girl Talk and Damaged resonated with fans, the album did not reach the heights of their previous efforts. Nevertheless, it served as a touching farewell to their fallen sister. Following 3D, T-Boz and Chili took a step back from the music industry, exploring solo projects, acting, and advocacy work. T-Boz faced serious health challenges, including a brain tumor, while Chili pursued television and philanthropic endeavors. In 2017, after years of speculation about their future, TLC released their self-titled album, funded through a successful Kickstarter campaign. The album served as a love letter to their fans, proving that despite the odds, their music still held a special place in the hearts of many. Songs like Way Back and Haters reflected their resilience and unwavering bond. In the end, despite all they have endured, TLC's impact on music and pop culture remains immeasurable. For those who attended their concerts, what was the experience like? Share your thoughts in the comments below.